Hey, friends. It is great to have you back for another episode. I am so grateful that you take the time to join me for these episodes and to listen to my podcast. I trust that you are getting what you need from these episodes. Today, I thought it was time to go a little controversial in the opposite direction from normal. In my last episode, episode 6, I talked about authenticity. And after recording that episode, I went about my daily tasks and I was later in the shower, where, of course, a lot of my best thinking takes place when I'm actually trying not to think. And I realized that we are always being told what we should be, or how we should be, or how we should be and why. But very rarely are we given both sides of the coin or both sides of the story so that we can choose for ourselves, which ironically is exactly what I believe in. I believe that we are our own unique path, or we have our own unique path. And to help us know and decide where we want this path to go, we need to make some choices along the way. Now, to help with those choices, I am here to help you see things differently. And so to be able to do that, I must provide you with both sides of the story. If you have any thoughts on this that you would like to share with me, please get in touch. You can send me a DM over on Instagram and let me know. For those that may be new to following along my story, I am a manifesting generator. This is my human design type. And so my strategy is to respond to things, and then I inform. So if you let me know your thoughts, it actually helps me to have something to respond to, and it helps me understand what topics are relevant for you. So, having said all of that, let's dive in. Today, I am going to cover what authenticity is not. Going in a different direction. So, in my last episode, episode 6, go back and have a listen if you haven't yet. Authenticity. It is a buzzword, and yep, I use it as well. The concept of authenticity has gained significant attention and admiration. And so for myself as a coach or mentor, it's actually really difficult now not to use this word. But the meaning behind the word is still very accurate for me. So we're often encouraged to be ourselves and to live authentically, which again, I 100% support, and I encourage each of us to be living as ourselves. However, in our pursuit of authenticity, it is equally important to understand what authenticity is not. There are misconceptions and illusions surrounding this concept that can lead us astray. So, I'm going to explore and debunk some common myths today about authenticity, shedding light on what it truly means to live an authentic life. So, let me start with this. Authenticity is not about perfection. Does that resonate for you? One common misconception about authenticity is that it requires perfection. However, authenticity is not synonymous with flawlessness. It is not about presenting a curated image of ourselves or pretending to be flawless beings. We are human. We have flaws. They're what make us, just as much as all of the flawlessness that we might also have. Authenticity embraces our imperfections and vulnerabilities and mistakes. And it's actually encouraging us to embrace our humanness and learn from our experiences. Maybe even let others learn from our experiences, rather than striving for some unattainable ideal. So this is not about perfection or only showing to others what we believe is the perfect side of us. Okay, number 2, I want to talk about authenticity is not a fixed state. So authenticity is not a static destination that once achieved remains constant. Nothing remains constant. It is a dynamic and evolving process. We grow, learn, and change throughout our lives, and our authentic selves also evolve. Authenticity involves self-reflection, self-awareness, and a willingness to adapt and grow. It requires an ongoing commitment to exploring and expressing our true selves in different contexts or different stages of our life. Okay, the third point, if that's the right term, that I want to cover is authenticity is not about pleasing everyone. So living authentically does not mean seeking approval or trying to please everyone around us. It is not about conforming to societal expectations or compromising our values to fit in. How does that feel when you hear that? Authenticity requires the courage to express our true thoughts, beliefs, and our values, even if they're different from others. It means being true to ourselves, even when it means facing disagreement or disapproval from others. Authenticity is about honoring our own truth rather than seeking external validation. Okay, for me, this is one I really want to cover. Here is the big one. Authenticity is not a license for rudeness or insensitivity. Yep, I'm saying it. Living authentically does not give us permission to disregard the feelings or well-being of others. It's not an excuse for rudeness, insensitivity, or harmful behavior. Just going to let that sit for a moment. Authenticity should be rooted in empathy, compassion, and respect for others. It involves expressing our thoughts and emotions honestly and assertively, but also considering the impact of our words and actions on those around us. And this is where I fear for us in our current society. I am seeing a lot of people using authenticity and being their authentic self and speaking their truth as an excuse to not consider the impact on other people. Am I the only one seeing this? If I am, I'll take it. That's me. It's just what I'm seeing. But I don't believe it is. I see comments that people make on other people's Facebook pages or on their posts or in groups on Facebook or things happening on Instagram or responses to things on YouTube. And I say we're, as a society, I feel using this, well, I'm entitled to have an opinion and I am speaking my truth to not necessarily have to express their thoughts, values, or feelings without worrying about other people and the impact it might have on them. Authenticity can coexist with kindness and empathy. I 100% believe that. And I believe that this is what we should be aiming for. Okay, let me get down off my high horse for a little bit. Authenticity is not a one-size-fits-all approach. So authenticity is a deeply personal journey, and there is no one-size-fits-all approach to living authentically. There is a no one-size-fits-all approach to living. Full stop. We are all unique. We are all different. We may have similar circumstances, but it is not the same approach for everybody. We are not cookies, and there is no cookie cutter. What feels authentic to one person may not resonate with another. What I'm saying to you today may not resonate with you, but may resonate with others. I get it. Each individual has their own unique values, passions, and dreams. And living authentically means honoring and embracing those individual differences. It is important to respect and celebrate the diverse ways in which authenticity can manifest in different individuals. I'm pausing to let these things sink in. All right, here is another one. I'm wondering if you're still with me, but I'm going to go ahead. Authenticity is not about self-absorption. Authenticity is often misconstrued goodness, as self-absorption or narcissism. However, living authentically does not mean solely focusing on ourselves and our own desires. This will somewhat go back to my earlier point about respecting others and the impact. Authenticity involves genuine connection and empathy with others. It is not just about you tapping into your own feelings. It is about empathy. It is about active listening. It is about showing some understanding and considering the needs and perspectives of those around us. And I believe that authenticity thrives in a space where our true selves can coexist and connect with the authentic selves of others. Do you believe that too? Okay, here is my last one for today. Authenticity is not an excuse for stagnation. Living authentically does not mean staying within our comfort zones or resisting personal growth. Authenticity actually encourages us to explore new possibilities, challenge ourselves, and pursue our passions. Find out what those passions are if you do not even know. It is about stretching beyond our perceived limitations, taking risks, and embracing opportunities for personal development. Authenticity and growth go hand in hand as we continually uncover new layers of our true selves. Okay. Is there anything here that resonates with you today? Or perhaps it's at odds with your beliefs. Remember, take notes of that. What was the trigger and what was the feeling in the body? What feels right and what feels wrong for you? What was resourceful and what was not resourceful? Okay, little sidestep here. Why did I go into this today? Why did I go into this particular topic and decide to be a little bit controversial? Well, because for me, the lack of understanding about what authenticity is not can lead to several challenges and negative consequences. So one of those will be unrealistic expectations. When we don't comprehend what authenticity is not, We may hold unrealistic expectations of ourselves and of others. We might believe that living authentically means always being perfect, never experiencing doubt or insecurity, or constantly pleasing everyone around us. And these are unattainable standards, and they can lead to frustration, self-judgment, and a constant feeling of falling short. It can also cause self-doubt and confusion. Without a clear understanding of what authenticity is not, we can become confused about our true selves and what it actually means to live authentically. We may doubt our own authenticity, constantly questioning whether we're doing it right or if our actions align with who we truly are. This self-doubt can create anxiety and prevent us from embracing our genuine self. Then we've also got external validation seeking. Now, when we lack clarity on what authenticity is not, we may fall into the trap of seeking external validation as a measure of our authenticity, perhaps the only measure. We might believe that if others approve or accept us, then we must be authentic. This reliance on external validation can make us susceptible to constantly seeking approval, losing touch with our own internal compass, and sacrificing our true desires and our values. And that, for me, is no way to live. Then we've got suppression of emotions and needs. So without understanding what authenticity is not, we may inadvertently suppress our genuine emotions and needs. We might believe that authenticity means never experiencing negative emotions or having needs that differ from others. This can lead to emotional repression, denying ourselves the opportunity for growth, for healing, and connection with others. Then there's fear of judgment and rejection. Are any of these hitting home for you today? When we lack clarity on what authenticity is not, we may develop a fear of judgment and rejection for expressing our true selves. We may avoid being vulnerable or showing our authentic thoughts and beliefs or interests, fearing that others will disapprove or reject us. This fear can limit our self-expression and hinder our ability to form deep and meaningful connections with others. My last one for today: loss of personal identity. I hear so many times from people, doesn't matter their gender, doesn't matter their age, who am I? I don't know who I am. I don't know what I stand for. Without understanding what authenticity is not, we tend to lose touch with our personal identity and values, and we feel lost. We might adopt societal or cultural expectations as our own, conforming to fit in, rather than finding and honoring and claiming our unique self. This loss of personal identity can lead to a sense of emptiness and disconnection and a lack of fulfillment. And let me tell you, I am all here for fulfillment. I want each and every one of you to live your life feeling fulfilled. So by gaining this clear understanding of what authenticity is not, we can start to avoid these challenges and negative consequences. Now, we may have been experiencing them for some time, but we can change this. We can change this. We can let go of these unrealistic expectations, and we can embrace our true self with confidence and navigate that path to yourself to live as yourself, be as yourself, love yourself, and help us accept others. This is why this topic was important for me to cover today. I hope that you're still with me. I would love to know your thoughts on this. Has this just been my personal point of view? Or is there something here that really resonated for you? I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for joining me again today. Again, I appreciate you. I will be speaking to you next time.